Liverpool Football Club, Arne Slot, the players, we are definitely in a crisis. There's no getting away from it right now. Klopp speaks to Stephen Bartlett in an all-access interview, the first time the ex-Liverpool manager has really spoken in detail since he's left Liverpool, and there's an update on the potential injury of Ryan Gravenberch. Just like outside, when it rains, it pours. But we've got to dissect these people. It's the morning meetup show. It's Monday. Sit back, relax. Let's get into this.
Hi, this is Jordan Henderson, and you're watching Team Kop-Ish.
See, now you're tuning in. It's the main free back again. Ripping LFC till the end, so go on, tell a friend. If they rockin' red, they're 10 champions. We the best, we come again. Kop-Ish clean up in every region. Elevation in every season. Cal dropping all the fast match, dropping real rap. And Drifty Quan, tell them this is that, this is that. This is Kop-Ish. This is Kop-Ish. Reppin' Liverpool to the end, champions, we the best, come again. This is that. This is Kop-Ish. This is Kop-Ish. The main free back up in your screen, real ones know this the place to be. This is Kop-Ish.
Big up, everyone. Hope you're all well this Monday. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Got a shout out to Sadiq. Shout out to Red Scout TV. Martin Chu. Big up yourself. Boo Rider. Ura. Nems. Liao. Josh. Big up yourself, bro. VDR. Big up yourself. Pimp. Big up. Sweet Boy. Pause. Big up yourself. Beans and Toast. Melissa. Chills. Ambient. Anfield Review. Big up yourself. Shankly's Legacy. KJ. SJ. Zach. Randy. Scance. KO Knuckles, WRLFC 20, Tony Still, big up to each and every one of you and everyone who's joining as well. As always, guys, make sure you check out our sponsor, okjersey.com. £15 for some of the best jerseys money can buy. Also, guys, with an extra 8% discount if you use the promo code Kopish, Kopish, no hyphen. Head over to okjersey.com right now. And speaking about jerseys, guys, before we get into everything, on a Monday, you do know I like to have a little bit of trivia with you guys, and we speak about shirt association. So I've got this one here from yesteryear. Once again, before you guys go crazy, it's anything silly. It's not my top. It's my little one's top. He has retro tops as well. This shirt. Who is the first person you think of when you see this shirt? This is the Warrior kit from 14-15, if I'm not mistaken. Away kit. Who's the first person you think of when you see this shirt? Let me know in the comments, please, guys. For me, yeah, probably not the greatest of players to play for the club, but for me, it's actually Ricky Lambert is the first person I think of with that shirt. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, Ricky Lambert is the first person I think of with that shirt. He scored a goal away to Palace, if I'm not mistaken, in a 3-1 defeat. Ricky Lambert is the first person I think of when I see that shirt. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Who's the first person you think of when you see that shirt? Everyone. I don't even know where to start with this. Where do we begin, guys? Speaking to a friend who's in the chat, speaking to Pimp this morning. Shout out to Sean as well. Sean, I will get back to your call as well, bro. I was on the other line at the time, but I'll get back to you as well, bro. And usually when Liverpool have a loss or a bad result, I usually have a good little sleep. And the next morning I wake up and I try and see some positives. I try and be a bit more objective. And the reason why I try not to get too upset at you guys, even when you might crash out and stuff after games, is because we're all humans, right? We're all allowed to be emotional. Now, yes, I do believe we can control our emotions a lot of the time, and we choose not to sometimes, myself included, by the way. But I always try and be objective. And I'll be honest with you guys, waking up this morning, thinking about that result, I'm more angry now than I was last night. I'm more frustrated now than I was last night. And I'll be honest, I might even be less objective right now than I was last night. These aren't surface level issues we have going on at Liverpool at the moment. These are really, really bad issues. Can they be fixed easily? I would have said yes previous to yesterday, but I don't know now. Do I still think we're going to win the league? I'm going to be real, I don't know now. Can we win the league? Yes, of course we can. It's 4 points. 4 points, 8 games gone. Of course we can. But I'm going to ask you guys a serious question. Winning the league nowadays, losing more than 3, 4, 5 games in the season, it's very hard to win the league when you do that. We've already lost 3. I don't see Liverpool going on a run anytime soon of winning. I don't see Liverpool going on a run where they keep clean sheets. Not to mention, we will get more injuries this season. It's just the way football goes. We will get suspensions this season. It's the way football goes. Salah's going AFCON, even though he's playing like he's against us at the moment. But this manager, I was the first person to get onto Klopp about his stubbornness and use of favoritism. If I can do that to Klopp, who is my favorite manager of all time, best believe I can do that to Slot. Slot is being so stubborn right now, and the use of the favoritism thing. Oh my goodness me. Favoritism, this is beyond favoritism. This is beyond favoritism, guys. Why is Kirk starting ahead of Andy Robertson right now? Why? I'm gonna ask these questions, and they're not rhetorical, guys. So please chime in the chat, because I need your help right now. Why is Kirk starting right now? And this is not me saying I told you so. But when I speak about stuff when it comes to football, and it's going to sound really arrogant, I feel as though I speak about it from a place of knowledge, because I'm a nerd when it comes to football. You guys might see me on screen for a certain amount of time, a day or a week. But believe me, behind the scenes, I do a lot of research when it comes to football. I do a lot of tapes and watching things. And I'm a nerd when it comes to football. I'm a nerd. I'll be the first to say it. My missus will tell you, it's constantly football talk and this, that, and the other. When we signed Kirkes, I never said we signed a bad player. I still sit here right now and tell you, I don't think we've signed a bad player. But I did tell you, I worry about how much he goes to ground. I worry about his erraticness. And I did tell you who he reminds me of in a sense. But I'm good with us buying a player like that. Do you know why? Do you know why? Because I expect the manager to utilize them to their strengths, not hang them out to dry. So that's the first thing. I know he had a fantastic game yesterday, and I know people go, how can you have a fantastic game when we lost? You got caught at the back post. Konate was excellent yesterday. Konate bailed Liverpool out defensively quite a few times yesterday, because Virgil van Dijk was on one yesterday. And maybe me saying this in hindsight is wrong, given that he had a good game. But why is Joe Gomez not allowed to start a game for Liverpool, considering that Konate's had so many bad games? Why is that not happening? Then why is Conor Bradley starting ahead of Frimpong? The best performance we've seen so far this season was against Atletico Madrid at home in the Champions League. The back four that day was Frimpong, Konate, Virgil, and Robbo. Why haven't we seen that starting lineup again since that day? Or that starting defense? Then I moved to midfield. Grav, all good. All good with Grav. Didn't have the greatest of games yesterday, but we know what that is. We know we have to play Grav. And he's been more than good enough this season to warrant a start. But bloody hell, McAllister started. McAllister started. If you're telling me that's not favoritism at its peak, then I don't know what is. Favoritism galore. What has McAllister done this season to warrant a start? And I'm going to ask the same question of Mo. But shall I tell you the slight difference with Mo and McAllister? is we don't have a natural replacement for for Salah in the team. We don't have a natural replacement. We really don't. For McAllister, we have Jones. If I'm Curtis Jones, who came on yesterday and actually affected the game in a positive way, if I'm Curtis Jones, I'm sitting there going, what more do I have to flipping do to get a start in this team? If I am Endo, I'm Endo. I sit there and I go, okay, so everyone around me can throw up stinkers, but I'm just a closer. Szoboszlai has been, in my opinion, our best player this season. Our best player this season, barring Alisson, but Alisson's been injured the last couple of games. He's been our best player this season. And you're moving him from his best position in midfield to right back. Can someone make it make sense? You bring on Frimpong off the bench to affect the game, and you keep Sobbo right back and put Frimpong right wing. So what is Frimpong then? Is he a right winger in your eyes, or is he a right back? Or maybe Frimpong is just as advertised, he's a wing back. So maybe, just maybe, create a system, create philosophy, create tactics that allow you to get the best out of your players on it. What is going on? Wirtz on the bench. You knew we were coming up against a low block in Man United, and you're playing Wirtz on the bench. You saw what he did when he came on, and everyone can crash on Wirtz. But it's Wirtz who calmed things down before he passed it to Chiesa, before Chiesa got the assist for Gakpo. And now I'm on the subject of Chiesa. What does he have to do to get a start? Huh? What does he have to do to get a start? What does Federico Chiesa have to do to get a start? The Bournemouth game, comes off the bench, gets a goal. The Newcastle game, the assist before the assist. Palace game, goal. Yesterday, assist. Southampton game, 2 assists. How is he not starting ahead of Gakpo or Salah? As for Gakpo, bloody hell, he was unlucky yesterday. But look, I'm going to say this, and I know people are going to be like, you're being too harsh. I just wanted people to hear what I'm saying here. Cody's greatest strength is also his greatest weakness. His greatest strength is his greatest weakness. Cody's ball striking ability and the power he puts behind shots is his greatest strength. But he also uses it so much. The first shot he took, which came off the post, an unlucky one. But do you have to hit that with as much power? You could just place that. The second one that comes off the post, no issue with that one. Tight space, get out your feet, boom. But every time he gets the ball, cut inside, make the pitch narrow. Kirkes runs beyond you. I'm not going to use you. I'm just going to cut inside. Develop some acumen, develop some strategies, develop some IQ, man. And I'm not even sitting there saying Cody's rubbish. He's not a rubbish player. I don't buy into that notion that Cody's rubbish. I really don't. But I said it from the beginning. If he's going to be our starting left winger, we're not going to thrive as much as we think we are. Then on the right-hand side, Mo Salah. There are no excuses right now. I don't want to hear it's his age. I don't want to hear it's this or that or the other, or he's not getting enough of the ball. He gets enough of the ball to be able to put the ball in the back of the net. The Chelsea game, despicable miss. Yesterday, despicable misses. Can't dribble to or beat his man. Can't pass. Can't control the ball. Can't do any of that. That's not on Slot. That's on the player. The fact that Cody cuts in all the time, that's not on Slot. That's on the player. That's on the player. Salah is a world-class Liverpool legend. Football legend. Forget Liverpool legend. He's a football legend, especially in this country. But for the last 5 years, I've been harping on saying we need someone in the team who can take minutes off Salah. We need someone in the team that lets Salah know that even if you're having bad games, you can't just keep on playing. And here's the conundrum now. When both your wingers are playing crap and you've only got one senior winger on the bench, what do? Because in the summer, I was told Rio Gamoa is ready. Rio Gamoa should not be a 7th or 6th choice attacker. Rio Gamoa should be the backup to Cody. Well, you tell me, is Rio the backup to Cody? Because I ain't seen him. I ain't seen him. So if everyone said, yeah, he's ready, Slot trusts him, he's the truth, he's our Yamal, speak now. Speak now. Because where is he? That's right, he's 17 years old and you're expecting him to come off the bench and change the game against Man United. He's 17 years old. You're expecting him to come off the bench and change it in the Premier League, the hardest league in the world. You want a 17-year-old who's barely got any minutes, any footballing experience under his belt, and you want him to be Cody Gakpo's backup. Nah. Not for me. Not for me. I'm fine keeping Rio in and around the first team. Absolutely fine. But not this. Not this whole he's Cody's backup. Cody's backup. Do me a favor, man. Do me a favor, please. Do me a favor. And all I kept on hearing is, Cal, nah, you these players got to play. Centre-back situation. If you don't trust Gomez, and I know you tried to get Gahey and you got Leone, fair enough. If you can't get Gahey, if you know from pretty soon you're not going to get Gahey, do you not have someone else on the back burner? It didn't seem like it. Didn't seem like it. Things have to change. Things have got to change real quick. And if they don't, we're going to be in a very dark... We're in a dark place right now, but we're going to be in an even darker place than we are right now. Arne Slot has got to turn this around. Got to turn this around. And if he doesn't, we're screwed. We're absolutely screwed if he doesn't turn this around. Because we have spent all this money. We have bought in all these players. And you're telling me we've got to do the same thing again. I'll be the first to say this is a transition year. But guess what? Man City had transition years. Do you know what they did in those transition years? Won leagues. So I don't want to hear this whole, we're going through a transition. We can't win it. Nah. You still win the league. You just don't win it as comfortably as you did last season, but you find a way to win the league. And if you don't win the league, that's on you. If you don't win the league, I don't want to hear excuses at the end of the season. I don't want to hear about this or that. We didn't win the league because we ain't good enough if we don't win it. And right now we're handing it. We're handing it to Arsenal. We're not even making it difficult for Arsenal. We're handing them the league. Let that sink in, guys. We're handing Arsenal Football Club the Premier League. Arsenal Football Club, we're handing them the Premier League. If anyone's good with that, then let me know, because I'm not. I don't get it. I don't get it. But Slot needs to change things. He needs to change things quickly. Whether that be changing formation, changing philosophy, changing tactics. But what I will say, guys, and I want to make my stance on this very clear as of right now, I am not Slot out. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and crash out on anyone who is Slot out. I don't agree with it. In fact, I completely disagree with it. Because to be Slot out after 4 losses, in my opinion, is extremely reactionary. But I can't sit here and crash out and say you guys are crazy. Because it's not just 4 games that we've lost. It's performances that were happening to the back end of last season and performances that have been happening so far this season. So I get the frustration. I do. Even if I don't agree with the Slot out stance, I understand the frustration. But I'm not Slot out. What would it take for me to be Slot out? Honestly, guys, I don't know. I don't think I have an answer. Do I give him the whole season? Honestly, I don't know. If it's like this, I can't give him the whole season. I don't know. I can't. And I know some of you are asking the right questions here, saying, how many losses, Cal? How long does he have? guys, I can't give you an answer. I can't. I think I'll know. I'll just know within myself when I'm slot out if it gets to that point. But as of right now, I'm not slot out. I do think he deserves time to turn this around. I do think he's earned that time by winning the league. And I know that was last season, but it's right now. Like, he deserves that. But we have to sort something out. Shout out to Vinny in the chat. Hope you're well, bro. Yeah, I agree. Ekatike's got to play. He's got to play. How and where? He's got to play. Isak right now hasn't justified a start. Hold on. Oh, bloody hell. Hello, Cass. I'm just filming live at the moment. Do you need me, bro? No, I did. I sent you a WhatsApp. Yeah. I've sent it. Can I finish my show, Cass? I know I'm due on your channel at 1:45. Is that good? I'm on Kop-Ish right now. Yeah, whatever, man. Speak to you later. I've got to deal with this all week, guys. I've got to go on KG's show at some point today. That's going to be fun. I've got Never a Foul at some point today. I've got Sam and Tom show at 12. I've got the Great 8 show at 4. And then Monty's show later, as well as Monday Night Live. So my Monday is busy, but I'm busy having to speak about Liverpool and their nonsense at the moment. But yeah, shout out to Vinny. I do think Ekatike's got to start, but I'm going to be honest with you. Ekatike should be starting ahead of Isak right now. He should be starting ahead of Isak right now. And I know people won't want to hear me say that and be like, oh, he's 100 and whatever million pound. I don't care. You play the players who are in form and are playing better than their competitors in the same team. It's simple. I said it yesterday. If you're a squad player at Liverpool right now, how do you feel? If you're Ekatike and you're seeing that Isak's not on form and not playing well, but yet you're still on the bench, how do you feel? If you're Chiesa, how do you feel? If you're Joe Gomez, how do you feel? If you're Frimpong, how do you feel? If you're Jones, how do you feel? It's not on. And this is down at the manager. Playing Grav and Birch as centre-back when you got Gomez on the bench. Playing Szoboszlai at right-back when you got Frimpong on the bench. Come on, man. Come on, man. We go 1-1. We're 1-1 if I'm not mistaken. And then you take off Isak. You bring off Isak when it's 1-1. When we're starting to knock on the door and create chances. I just don't know, man. I don't know. As you would have known, guys, as well, Klopp has a new interview out with Stephen Bartlett from Diary of a CEO. Brilliant channel. Go and check that out. I haven't watched the interview yet. I've seen all the quotes online and stuff. He spoke about Núñez, Michael Edwards, etc. And look, timing is crazy at the moment. He's spoken about the possibility of returning to Liverpool, and he was asked a question: would you return to Liverpool? And he said, look, he'll never manage another Premier League team, but he said theoretically Liverpool, yes. Like, again, guys, I'm going to be real with you. I love Klopp. I don't want to see him come back to Liverpool. I think that would be a backward step, personally. If Slot isn't the man for the job and we are to move Slot on at some point, then go and get someone else. It doesn't have to be Klopp. We don't always have to go back to what we had previously. I think that's a Liverpool thing. We shouldn't be doing that. So me personally, Klopp was phenomenal while he had his time at Liverpool. The best manager at Liverpool I've seen in my lifetime. But please, let's not go backwards. And again, the narratives are gonna go crazy given that Slot is in the form we're in at the moment. But again, I'd rather Klopp not get the job back at Liverpool so he can remain a hero, and we always have him in our hearts as this mythical, amazing manager that he was. I am looking forward to that interview. I will do a video once I've watched that interview and really dissect it and go into detail about that video. So I'll aim to do that this week, guys. Possibly Wednesday during the day. Tomorrow we've got preview show for the Frankfurt game, which is great. Got another game coming up, yippee. So I'll do that at some point this week. So yeah, look out for that, guys. And also send me anything that you want me to dissect from that interview once you've watched it as well. We've also heard about Grav and Birch today. Our centre midfielder picked up an injury yesterday when Mbeumo left the foot in, and Grav and Birch twisted his ankle. Quite similar to how he twisted his ankle versus Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final a couple of years back when Caicedo left a late challenge on him. I personally don't think it's anything long term. I probably wouldn't play him in a Frankfurt game. Again, that throws up more questions about who does start in midfield if he's not there. But I wouldn't start him in that game. I'd let him have some rest. I'm trying to think of who our next Premier League game is. Our next Premier League game is Brentford. That's not going to be easy. Yeah, I'd give him a rest. No point rushing him through that game. I know we lost our last Champions League game, but I would expect us. I say expect. I've changed that to now hope that we're able to go and win that game against Frankfurt. But yeah, I'm livid, boys and girls. I'm livid, man. I'm hating the way we play. I don't understand the philosophy. I don't understand the tactics. There was an image yesterday going around when I think Kirk has had the ball and he's looking up and there is no one in midfield for him to pass the ball to. And you know what? I've got to call out some fan base, some sections of the fan base, and shout out to my brother Mons. I'm going to do the same with him on the show today. Whenever Ibu has a bad game, everyone gets onto him, and I'm good with that. You criticize players when they have bad games. I'm good with it. You see, when he has a good game, it's crickets. No one speaks about Ibu's pass for Isak that he missed a one-on-one with. That was Ibu who played that pass. No one speaks about the times that Ibu was passing through the lines yesterday because there was no midfield there for him. No one talks about the amount of times that Ibu bailed us out of trouble yesterday. No one talks about the amount of times that Ibu cleared it defensively yesterday and was dominant in the air. No one talks about the amount of times where Ibu was marshalling that back four because Virgil van Dijk weren't on it. I only ever ask this. Consistency. Because if Ibu had the game that Virgil had yesterday, we'd never hear the end of it. And I know what everyone's going to say, yeah, but Virgil doesn't do that often. You're right, he doesn't. You're right, he doesn't. But Ibu doesn't do it as often as people make out either. Ibu only has to have one bad moment in a game and everyone will crash out on Ibu. But when he has a very good game, it's crickets. Without Ibu yesterday, I don't know what that scoreline is. Without Konate yesterday, that's a riot. Keep the same energy for everyone. Keep the same energy. All right, Larry. And look, this is a common thing that happens. Larry, not even crashing out on you, bro. But I mean, you've said this, so I think I'm allowed to respond, brother. So Michael Owen was 17 and started. What the hell are you on about, Cal? Is Rio Engamo as good as Michael Owen at 17? Genuine question. Is Rio Engamoa as good as Michael Owen when he was 17? Because the answer is no, bro. And I know what the next one is. Yamal's ready. Is Rio Engamoa as good as Yamal? Why is it, guys, that whenever we speak about young players, we automatically look at the outliers? We automatically look at your Michael Owens, your Kylian Mbappe's, your Yamals. What about your Januzajs? What about your Jerome Sinclairs? What about your Samad Yezils? What about your Ethan Wanyeris? Why don't we look at the wider spectrum of 17-year-olds who are trying to play for one of the best teams in the world? Shout out to Darmedra. What about your Rhian Brewsters? Your Bojans? Shout out to Merza. What about your Bojans? Your Ben Woodburn? Shout out to LFC Network. Go and check them out on Instagram. Why is it, guys, that whenever I speak about Rio, the first two names I hear is Michael Owen or Yamal? Why is it I always hear those two names? Like, that's the norm. That's not the norm. That's not the norm, Larry, bro. That's just not the norm. Ash, Freddie Adu. You do know Sterling, when he was 17, had a prolonged period outside the team. And we went and bought players in his position. Arsenal have Ethan Wanyeri, and they said, yeah, we're still going to buy Eze. We're still going to buy Madueke as well. You know why? Because at 17, physically, you're not fully developed. Mentally, you're not fully developed. And you're playing for a team that's aspiring to win the league. So I'll ask you guys right now, God forbid Cody goes down with an injury. And it's AFCON, so Chiesa's playing right wing. Are you lot sitting there telling me that it should be Rio playing left wing? Come on now, man. And if this is the case, why haven't we got the same energy for Trainioni? McAllister's playing bad at the moment. I don't hear anyone saying Trainioni should be starting. Trainioni's further ahead in his development than Rio. Hell, I'll say it. Trainioni's a better footballer than Rio. Rio's brilliant. Rio's exciting to watch. Beautiful finish against Newcastle. Great pass against Burnley for Frimpong. Rio's the truth. I'll be the first to say it. But Nioni's better right now because he's older, more developed, and played more games for Liverpool. Nioni is a better player right now. So why are you guys who are getting on to me about not playing Rio not saying Nioni should play as well? I tell you why. Because you're going to be a hypocrite and say, because it's midfield. You've got to be stronger in midfield. We've got other players there. We've got other players who can play on the left as well. Come on, Larry, bro. Come on, bro. I'm not just saying these for the sake of it, brother. You have to look at the big picture. You can't just look at a small sample size and use that to build an argument. You have to look at the whole thing, bro. Rio's not ready for Liverpool right now. There's nothing wrong with that. He's normal. It's normal for a 17-year-old not to be ready to start for Liverpool Football Club. It's normal. It's normal. The reason why Slot was turning to Rio earlier on in the season is because Chiesa probably wasn't fully ready in his eyes. It's because other players were out. Isak wasn't ready. Now these players are here and they're thriving, or I say Chiesa's thriving, Isak's just there. He's not going to look at Rio. He's not. In the same way he wouldn't be looking at Ben Doak. Because these players aren't ready right now. They're not ready. It's not Rio's fault. It's just life. He's 17 years old. It's not about Owen and this. I can name you thousands of players who at 17 weren't ready. You could probably only name me about 20 players who were ready at 17. That's abnormal. You're a special player if you're ready at 17 to play for a Liverpool, an Arsenal, a Man City, a Man United at the top level, a Chelsea. It's crazy, guys. Come on, man. We help these super chats. Mantis says, dark days. I'm giving him Frankfurt and Brentford. Yeah, I don't want to know what happens if we lose those games, bro. Randy66 says, Cal, I can take losing, but like that and to United, who couldn't win back-to-back games, it's on Slot, trainers, and the players. Agreed. Everyone's to blame. I just think Slot probably takes the largest portion of the pie at the moment. Musa says that Klopp interview, Cal. Look up a few quotes now. I've seen it, Musa. I've seen it, bro. ZZ says, Slot out. I'm not on this sentimental, oh, we won the league BS. If you don't deliver, you're out. Slot's lineups and tactics effing stink. Slot out. I hear you, ZZ. I disagree with he won the league BS. I do disagree with that because I do think you should be allowed to redeem yourself to some capacity. But at the same time, ZZ, if I'm going to be fair to you as well, if you were to fire back a question and say, well, Cal, how long does he get? I couldn't give you an answer. So that's why I've said, me personally, I can't speak for Matt. I can't speak for Drift. I personally can't get at slot out people, because if they start asking me questions, I have no answers, then my argument is null and void, right? So I can't be a hypocrite and go, yeah, well, I'm right and you're wrong. I can't. I'm not even saying you guys are right, but at the moment, you've got more basis to your argument than I have. Akia says, I've accepted that Slot won't change anything about his tactics and lineups. I'm just hoping somehow the team in its current setup finally clicks and we get good. Just wondering how long it will take. So big up to yourself, Akia, as always. Here's the thing. Slot did actually change things yesterday. He actually did. I think it was Jamie pointed out perfectly on a watch along. We didn't go 4-2-3-1 yesterday. We went 4-1-4-1. So it was the back four. Grav and Birch was playing as a single pivot, as a lone DM. And McAllister and Sobozla were actually playing as two advanced eights. McAllister was more of a 10 yesterday. But we weren't playing 4-2-3-1. So we actually did change up the tactics and the formation. It just didn't work. And because it wasn't working, it was even more frustrating. So he technically did make some changes and nuanced changes. It just wasn't the right changes. And that's what the issue is. It's not that he's not making changes. He's not making the right changes. Acura goes on to say, something I still don't understand is why Kaiser comes on as a striker so often. He's our third striker option that only comes on for the last 5 minutes. Yeah, bro, that one, Acura, I ain't got no answers for, bro. You're going to have to ask Slot and the man in heaven for that one, because I have no idea. Damendra says it's on Slot as well. Should have told Gakpo to pass to Kirkes or you'll be benched. Salah got the contract, now he's shielded. He can't be benched. Okay, so the first one I agree with. You sit down, Cody, and say, look, whenever there's an overlap, 9 times out of 10 you use that overlap. I don't agree with the Salah thing, and the reason I say that is I think you get some players out there, your Cristianos, your Messis, and your Kevin De Bruyne's, etc., who, even though they get big money, they still pull out performances. Salah's in really bad form at the moment. Look, we might have to be honest about it. Salah might be in a decline at the moment. We've seen it happens to all the greats. Is he in a decline? Time will tell. Is he in bad form? Yes, absolutely. But what I will say, I don't think it's got anything to do with the new contract. That is what I will say. It's got nothing to do with the new contract. Salah's about as professional as it gets. It's nothing to do with him getting the contract and then going, yeah, I'm done now, man. And we can bench Salah. We can bench him, bro. It's just the manager chooses not to. No player is big enough to be benched, in my opinion. Mantis says, Cal, I see Bayern have a fire left winger. Let's go for him. Yeah, man. I hear it, bro. Mantis says, Slot out. I disagree, Mantis, but you're more than welcome to your opinion, bro. I understand. Tyler says, all the Klopp out people quiet now. I mean, Tyler, Klopp ain't been there for a while, and Arne has won the Prem since Klopp's been gone. Ash says, my favorite part of the Klopp interview, he asked, why did you play so aggressively and never hold back? Klopp says, why hold back when you've only got 90 minutes? Again, Ash, if I'm going to be honest to that one, I hear it. It's a sick quote, but at the same time, us not holding back sometimes during 90 minutes was the reason why sometimes we didn't win more things, because we burnt players out. When you're winning the game 3-4-0 and you're still saying, I want you to run 100 miles an hour in the last 3 minutes of a game, yeah, it gets the crowd up and all that for that particular game, but the lasting impact can be quite rough on the players, as we saw. Sorry. But yeah, people, look, I've yapped on way more than I was meant to this morning. Ash, it was fun, bro. It was, Ash. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was bloody fun under Klopp. Big up Vinny. Vinny was saying that Slot hates Chiesa and we'll never know why. Vin, bro, we've spoken about this at length. I don't know what Chiesa's got to do. I don't know what Chiesa's done. But goodness me, man, just get him on the pitch starting. If he can't start against Frankfurt, then I don't know what to say, man. I really don't know what to say. But people, look, I'm going to end here. You're going to be redirected over to FamZone. I think Dean is live with Ends as well. So make sure you go and give them a subscribe on their separate channels as well as watch the show as well. I'll be back at 12 for the show with Tom and Hassam. So make sure you join us there, and then I'm sure I'll have a cooking session over on NAF, Never a Foul. And then, yeah, it's a dark week, guys. Well, I say it's dark up until Wednesday, potentially. But if we lose against Frankfurt on Wednesday, then it's a dark week, guys. But look, people, one more super before we go. Shout out to Morsheen, says, we play so good in preseason, don't know why. Oh, thank you. That Athletic Bilbao game. First preseason, last preseason game. Oh, what's happened to... Yeah, you're going to get me in my feelings, man. You're going to get me in my feelings. People, enough love to you all. Thank you all for watching and listening. Please do smash the like button, guys. It really does help push the video and the algorithm and helps us to get some more subscribers. So please do that, guys. Until we see you again, stay safe, stay blessed with Kopish. We're out, people. Take care.